I'm just taking it one day at a time and focusing on each race, trying to put some pieces together and come away from the meet with some things to work on and some positives, and just get back into training and work on those things.
From the outside, it seemed like Katie Ledecky put up solid times at the San Antonio Pro Swim. 4:05 400 free, 8:13 800 meter free, but I'm guessing Katie Ledecky is her own worst critic.
You said it well. I'm pretty hard on myself, and I would have liked to have seen some faster times, but I think there are a couple different factors at play going into that. So I've been racing all year, and I feel good about the times that I've put up throughout the year. So just keeping that in the back of my mind through this meet, and just focusing on the technical aspects that I can still work on, and time doesn't really matter right now, with just more meets to come, and knowing that this is the first time I've traveled in a year, and all those things. So just taking it one step at a time, and think that I can move forward from here.
Even though Katie thinks her performance was subpar, does she have some positive takeaways?
There are a few things, just technically and how it felt. Just some things that I was trying to do and wasn't fully able to execute them, but also just some good positives that I was able to work through, and some changes I was able to make from past races. So I think just, again, combined with some of the swims I've done over the past year, can take some things away from this race.
Has this big chunk of time out of racing big meets given Ledecky perspective on her swimming and how she views it?
For sure gives me perspective. I think this whole year has. I think for a lot of people, I don't think it's just me. I think I've had the opportunity to visit with kids at Children's Hospital in DC, and talk to some of the healthcare workers that were coordinating that virtual visit, and I know that they've gone through a lot this past year. And again, it's like anytime you feel like you're having a bad day, you've got to remember that there are these people that are working so hard. They're wearing these, N95 masks and face shields and all of that. And I've been trying to do everything I can to stay healthy and keep following all the protocols and doing everything like that. And it, I think, puts everything into perspective when you think about those people that are on the front lines and everything like that. And I think in Tokyo, God willing, we're there. I think that's one of the things I'm definitely going to be thinking about behind the blocks, that, if we're in Tokyo, it means that the world is in a bit of a better position, and we owe it to those people on the front lines.
Given this, has Katie gotten involved in anything outside of the pool?
There have actually been some things over the past couple months that I've been starting to work on, and in the fall I got involved with a fundraiser for the Jesuit Refugee Service, and really was reflecting on the Olympic refugee team, and just thinking about what they go through on a day-to-day basis to get to the Olympics. And not just that, just all of the issues that they face and all of the hard times that they've gone through. And I mean, I talk about how I'm not very happy with my swims or the times, but I mean, these guys are going through real hard times. And over the past couple months, I've continued to stay in conversation with Jesuit Refugee Service and the UNHCR to talk about how I can reach out to the Refugee Olympic team over these next couple months. And I think I'm going to have some conversations with some of the athletes. I've already texted with Yusra, who's a really, really great person and has an incredible story. So I'm looking forward to some of those things, and hopefully I can elevate their stories, because I think there are a lot of even athletes that don't know that there's an Olympic refugee team. And I think that we all need to recognize that and recognize what they've gone through to get to that point. And I hope that I can be an advocate for them and be an advocate for everyone that's gone through what they've gone through. And there are obviously great reflections of positive stories and getting to the other side, but it takes a lot to get there. So just trying to elevate their stories as much as I can with the platform that I do recognize that I have going into what I hope will be my third Olympics.
Olympic predictions. Way too early. How fast will Katie Ledecky swim at U.S. Olympic trials? Fast? But not as fast as she'll swim at the Olympic Games. At trials, I see a 154.5 200 free, 359.1 400 free, 809 800 free, and a 1529 1500 free. All great times, but the big question is, 100 freestyle. Will she swim it? I don't think so. It's a weird year, and I think she stays focused on her core schedule. But who cares what I think? I want to know what you think. Bring me your best swimming analysis.
A super important topic, both in our sport and in our country and in the world. And I've really been grateful to have those conversations with my family, my friends, my teammates, and I've been able to learn a lot over the past year. And I think in our sport as a whole, I think there can always be greater diversity, and I think that's something that I'm trying to find those ways and opportunities to really get engaged in certain things. There's a really great program back in DC, Horizons Greater Washington, that I've been able to do some things with, where they reach out to underserved communities in the DC area and provide some after school programming. And they also have a swim program attached to it in the summer. And this past summer, obviously with COVID, they didn't have the opportunities to swim as much. So I was able to connect with them and do some things with them, some reading and some Q&A and things like that. And I hope that I can continue to do things like that in the DC area and back in the Bay Area. And we want this sport to grow. And I think it's been really encouraging that I think a lot of swimmers have gotten involved and are having those conversations. And I know that we all want to move the sport forward in a positive direction.